Officer Mark Reynolds had spent over a decade on the police force, walking with the kind of arrogance that came from believing. His badge made him untouchable. He'd built a reputation not for his service, but for his temper, a man who barked orders, dismissed complaints, and always assumed he'd win any confrontation. To him, the courtroom was just another place to prove his dominance. But one fateful morning, when he pressed charges against a quiet, older man named Thomas Green after a roadside altercation, he had no idea he was about to learn what true power and honor really looked like. It started when Reynolds pulled over Thomas for a broken tail light. The stop should have been routine, but when Thomas questioned the officer's aggressive tone, Reynolds lost control. He shoved the veteran against his car, handcuffed him roughly, and wrote multiple citations, adding resisting arrest for good measure. Witnesses recorded part of the scene, and though it sparked local outrage, Reynolds brushed it off. "I've got the badge," he boasted to his colleagues. "That old man will fold in court." But Thomas Green was no ordinary old man. He was a retired Marine, colonel, a decorated war hero who had spent years training soldiers in ethics, leadership, and courage. When he walked into the courtroom, his calm demeanor carried more authority than any badge could. Dressed in a simple suit, he stood tall, his presence commanding silence even before he spoke. The judge recognized him instantly. "Colonel Green," she greeted respectfully, while Reynolds felt a chill run down his spine. When Thomas took the stand, he didn't speak with anger or revenge. Instead, he described the incident with precision, not exaggerating, not dramatizing. Then he spoke about integrity. "A badge," he said, turning his gaze toward Reynolds, "isn't a shield against accountability. It's a promise to protect, not to intimidate." His words echoed through the courtroom. The judge's gavel eventually came down, dismissing the false charges and ordering an internal investigation into Reynolds's conduct. Days later, video evidence and witness testimonies surfaced publicly. The department suspended Reynolds pending review, and his once firm confidence crumbled. Meanwhile, Thomas became a local symbol of dignity and justice. Instead of holding a grudge, he wrote a letter to the police department offering to train officers on ethics and leadership. Officer Reynolds attended that first session, sitting quietly in the back as the same man he once handcuffed taught him what it truly meant to serve. For the first time, the arrogant officer realized that true authority didn't come from a badge. It came from character, and that was something no courtroom could grant or take away.